Alright, in this video, let's discuss about 19 channels to grow traction for your startup. These techniques are gathered from the book called Traction by Gabriel and Justin. So you can check out the book for more detail. But here I'm going to summarize the 19 ways to grow traction so you can get started immediately. Before we discuss about tractions, let's clarify something here about the very definition of startup. Many people misunderstand the difference between startups and SME and assume that all newly founded companies are startup, and you can get pretty confused about it as well. So to differentiate, startup is the kind of small companies that aim to solve problems or create value for people with significant growth within a very short period of time. Whereas SME is a small business with stable growth just to make ends meet, and it doesn't require much tractions to operate. So for startup, it's all about tractions, and if there is no significant traction, you cannot simply define the company as a startup. And just because the company is newly established doesn't mean it's a startup. So please keep in mind that when it comes to startup, you need to go for significant growth in terms of tractions. And another important thing is that when you are building the startup, it's always better to put 50% of your effort to product development and 50% or more on how to gain tractions for your startup. That way you can eliminate the unnecessary risks for your startup. A lot of founders mistakenly think that they need to develop the product until it is perfect, then think of go-to-market strategy afterward. In fact, it's a very risky approach simply because founders will never know when the product will be perfect unless its intended users say so and have enough tractions to prove it. Therefore, founders need to pay attention to tractions and the channels that generate significant portion of the traction. As it turns out, traction can come from different channels, and one channel may generate a lot of tractions at one point and stop working after some time. So the key idea is to try out all the possible channels you have to make sure that you find the most effective channel that generates a large portion of your tractions. And unless you find such effective channel, don't settle and try as much as possible. So there are 19 channels you can use to grow tractions, and I divided them into two groups. One is online channel and another is offline. So let's start with online channel. Number one, target niche blogs in your industry. This is important, especially when you are building startup for a certain group of customers, and if you want to reach out to the customers, you may need to go for their every touch points, and that includes the blogs and social media pages where they get information about the products and services that they are interested in. For example, when Airbnb was starting out, it's got a lot of exposure from travel bloggers on Craigslist and Couchsurfing, and it became very popular among people who have space to rent and people who are looking to rent the space. Number two, search engine marketing. This is very simple yet very powerful channel, and a lot of startups have become successful through this channel. It's basically displaying ads on search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And the good thing about this channel is you can measure the results based on impressions, number of clicks, and the conversions that generate tractions for your startup. Number three, search engine optimization. The difference between search engine marketing and search engine optimization is that one is paid marketing and the other is sort of organic, where keywords that users search online are directed to certain websites based on search volume, indexes, and quality of references in the search engine itself. So if your startup can make your website at the top of Google search engine for certain keywords, chances are that you will get a lot of traction through this channel. Number four, social media ads. Almost every founder is familiar with this and leverage the powerful tools of social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. So it's about creating banner ads that can increase awareness and acquire users through call to action tools like messages, visit websites, generating leads, etc. Number five is content marketing. It's about creating content that is attractive and engaging consistently among users and encourage people to talk about it, share to other people, and ultimately create good exposure of the brand and the company. Number six is email marketing. This is the channel that a lot of founders overlook and neglect to use it, assuming it's not effective. Yet there are many startups that have become very successful through this channel, like Groupon.com that offer discount coupons to its users, and they have reached multi-million-dollar valuation through attractions coming from this channel alone. And if you ever visited the site and sign up for it, they will send you email with special deals regularly, and the conversion rate is known to be very high for this website. Even Udemy, the platform that you are using to learn this course, uses email marketing quite effectively. It sends you regular email and you tend to buy courses from the suggestions, right? So this channel indeed works for many startups, and you as a founder should not ignore it too. Number 7, engineering marketing. Have you ever tried out the face app that many people uses to transform their look when they're older, or how they would look like if they were born with different gender? Well, this is also one channel that some startups use to increase awareness of the brand and get a lot of tractions through it. You might probably heard that the startup that created Face app got more than 150 million user data through the app in 2019, and the valuation of the startup just skyrocketed in that particular year. Number 8, viral marketing. This channel is by far the most effective in terms of awareness and conversion, yet it takes creativity that appeals to large numbers of people, and one of the most popular viral contents was created by Dollar Shave Club, and the video cost only $5,000 to produce, and the result was incredible with millions of viewers on YouTube, and a lot of viewers sign up for $1 a month subscription for razors, and the company received more than 10 times month-on-month growth with that particular video alone. Number 9, affiliate marketing. This is very popular channel for e-commerce startup and web hosting services like GoDaddy, HostGator, and even Amazon Web Services. This channel generates tractions by giving incentives to bloggers, social media influencers, and celebrities to share content about the company, and when customer makes purchase through recommendations, the sites or link, the company splits certain percentage of sales to the promoter as incentive, and it works pretty well for online businesses. Number 10 is to leverage existing mega platforms. This channel generates traction through leveraging the existing platforms like social media platforms and travel platforms like TripAdvisor and community platforms like Reddit to create your startup presence online and utilize the tools that are available to increase awareness and essentially generate tractions for your startup. So these are online channels that you can use to grow tractions for your startup. Next, let's discuss about offline channel.